We're going to get right to, we have a lot of yoga to do. So we'll get right to breath. So as you find your way up to standing in mountain pose, just settle in. Your feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. Maybe taking a few deep breaths. You might breathe in through your nose. And a good exhale through the mouth with a sigh if you'd like. And if you'd like, just feel that release and that loosening in the shoulders and neck. Feel free to roll your shoulders if that feels good. Good, yeah. Maybe a couple more breaths like that. Inhaling deeply. And a complete exhale. And then just make your way to stillness. You're welcome to close your eyes or keep your eyes softly open. And just continue to focus on your breath. Just slow, steady breaths in and out. Bringing yourself to this moment, arriving here. As you're breathing in, you might feel your breath rising upward, filling up your lungs. And as you're able, hold that uplifting sensation as you now exhale and draw navel in towards your spine. This is the abdominal lock by engaging the abdominal muscles. So again, as you breathe in, feel tall, lengthened, and light. Breath rising to fill up your lungs. Your exhale, drawing navel in towards spine. Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock. So these are just sensations you'll use in your practice today. This sense of lightness, this sense of strength, energy. Let's take 3 more breaths in and out. Prepare your body to move. And when you're ready, inhale and extend your arms overhead. A nice stretch, reach all the way up. And exhale, we'll fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down, maybe touching your toes. And inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or your thighs to extend your spine, a long, flat back. Exhale, let's fold again back down towards toes. Now this could be a partial fold like I'm doing at the moment. Hands can just rest at your shins or even higher up on your legs if you need to. Or maybe you're bending the knees more to fold a little deeper, even hang heavily forward if that feels all right. Once again, you might create some circles with your shoulders, a gentle shake of your head. You might nod yes, shake your head no. As you're folded, maybe a nice release down through your entire back, a stretch quality in your hamstrings. From here, start to shift your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees as if you're going to sit down. Look forward to extend your spine and reach your arms out to the side. Then inhale, we'll rise up to standing. That's it, reach all the way up. Another big stretch. Exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart. Just pause for a moment. Take a breath. And let's go through that same sun salute, series A. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, we'll fold forward. Another good hinge of the hips, bent knees, making your way down. Go at your own pace, never a rush. Inhale, rise up halfway to extend your spine so the top of your head leads forward. Exhale, back down we go. Just a brief pause here to feel all new sensations in the body. Then roll back into your heels, bend your knees, look forward, arms out to the side. That's our prep. Then inhale to stand up all the way. Another tall reach, and exhale, hands down to your heart. Another pause, and reconnect to your breathing. Excellent. We'll continue with our sun salute, just adding on Going at your own pace, inhale, let's reach out and up, reach high. Exhale, leading with heart, let's fold forward. Inhale, rise up halfway, full length of spine. On this exhale, bend your knees enough to place your hands on your mat so you can step or walk both of your feet back into plank pose. You're at the top of a push-up for a moment. Just breathe in. As you exhale, bend your knees slightly, then send your hips up into the air. This is our movement into downward facing dog. Make any adjustments on the mat with your feet and your hands as you need to, and just settle into the pose, our inverted posture. You might even pedal the feet so you can get a stretch in your calves. As you push one heel down, feel that lengthening in the calf muscle. The other heel will lift. You might get a stretch in the toes. And just alternate that movement. Hands are pressing firmly into the mat, strong arms, straight as can be. Let's just pause in down dog. We're going to continue with the lunge here. So we'll inhale, extend right leg up behind you, reach back nice and long. And your exhale to guide right foot up to the top of the mat. We'll turn left heel to the ground behind you. Shift your weight back into that foot so you feel well grounded. That way you can easily lift your hands off the ground, face forward and rise up to warrior one. And we exhale, folding again, placing hands back down onto the mat. Step back into plank pose. Another pause right here. We'll take that same shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees, hips into the air. Make some adjustments if you need to. Pause, just so you can arrive in the pose. Then inhale to extend left leg up behind you, reaching back. Good. Exhale, let's guide it up to the top of the mat with good control. Right heel turns to the ground, shifting the weight back into that foot. Hands should be light enough so you can inhale, rising up. Reach into the air. Yes, that left knee nicely lunged. Exhale, let's fold. Hands plant into the mat. Step back into plank pose. You can take that same shortcut to down dog or go down, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale to an upward facing dog or a cobra pose. Then exhale into downward facing. Pause for a moment. Breathing in. Breathing out. On your next exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of the mat. Once you're there, inhale, rising halfway. We'll exhale to fold. Then reverse your swan dive, coming all the way back up to standing, reaching into the sky. Yeah. Exhale, hands back down to your heart. A couple more breaths. Just bringing more warmth and energy to the body. I'm going to move right into balance. We're going to move into tree pose. I'm going to mirror you here. So you're going to start shifting your weight over into your right foot. So feel the right foot just plant strongly into the ground. Feel tall and lifted and through the spine. As you exhale, engage your belly. We'll float the left foot up. Even flex the foot when you lift the foot so the legs stay strong. Nice bent knee there. And we'll take the knee out to the side, opening up. And we'll place the foot on the inside of the standing leg. You can always go low if you need to. If you need the ground for a little extra support and balance, or go to the calf, or even higher up to inner thigh. And from here, an inhale to take the arms straight up into the air, reaching that same lightness we created in mountain pose, and maybe even a little lighter here. The reaching sensation, making us grow a little taller, more lengthened in the spine, even though the right foot is still well rooted into the ground. Let's keep the arms extended. We'll swing the left knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. We'll plant the foot into the ground. And just bring the arms down by your side this time. You can even shake that out if you need to, just to finish that sequence. We'll get ready for the other side. Whenever you're ready, start shifting weight over into the left foot. Strong connection into the ground. Breathing in to feel that breath rise. Lock it with the exhale. Then float right foot up. Okay, flex foot. We'll swing the knee out to the side here. That's our hip opener. Placing foot on the inside of the standing leg. Low, medium, or high. When you feel ready, inhale, reach up. Feel how you get a little taller. Torso lifting and lengthening. A side body stretch there perhaps too. Reaching up, good energy in the fingertips. And to help with balance, a couple of things. One, you want to focus on something out in front of you or even down low on the ground. And of course, your exhale, the abdominal lock, engaging here. Good effort in reaching. Keep the arms extended. We'll swing knee forward, right knee forward, lifting knee with the flexed foot. Plant the foot back down into the ground and sweep the arms back down by your side. Shake it out. Good. We're just going to keep the body in motion here. Mountain pose. Here we go. Inhale to extended mountain, reaching into the sky. Exhale, leading with your heart. Fold forward. Continue to go at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway. As we exhale, bend your knees, hands to the mat. You can walk, step, or even hop back into plank pose. You can come down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Always welcome to do your shortcuts. A little short sequence to get you right into downward facing dog where we'll meet together. Once in down dog, let's inhale to extend right leg up. We're going to open the hip here by bending the knee. Bring your heel down towards your backside. Lift your knee up into the air. That'll create a nice opening of the hips as it feels like it's rotating and opening to the right side of the room. As you exhale, we'll unwind it, send right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel turns to the floor, shifting the weight back, lightness in the hands, so you can easily rise when you're ready, Warrior 1. And our exhale here to Warrior 2. Good. Yeah, make some adjustments with the feet underneath you so you're well grounded. That same lightness through the spine, however, and a good energy out through the arms. Let's take side angle pose. So reaching out, angled upper body, rotate your arm so your right arm might come to the inside of the right leg there, while your left hand continues to reach up high. Nice opening through the chest, maybe a side body stretch, a hip opener. Lots going on in your body in this pose. So be aware of what's happening. Stay here, but you're going to bring your left hand down behind you to your low back. And just to continue loosening up the shoulders a little bit, maybe some circles with the shoulder, even with the left hand down behind you, just create a few circles with this left shoulder. And when you're finished with that movement, just hold it back behind you. So left shoulder pulls back as a way to continue opening up through the chest. That's it. Yes, very nice. Let's inhale, re-extend left hand up into the air. We'll turn so you can bring hands back down to the mat. Let's step back, plank pose, finishing your flow as you'd like. Modify if you need to. You can even do chaturanga by bringing knees to the floor first. Take cobra pose for your back bend, and then downward facing dog. Inhale to extend left leg up into the air. We'll open the hip by bending the knee first. You can even flex the foot. Just keep the foot active. You might point the toes or just flex the foot, but lift the knee so you feel the hip opening. Breathe in. And your exhale to unwind and step through to the top of the mat. Right heel plants into the floor. Float your way up when you're ready. Inhale, Warrior 1. And our exhale, expanding, opening the body to Warrior 2. Balanced, rooted, connected. Reaching with good energy. Follow your left arm forward. Angle the upper half of the body. Rotate your arms for side angle. You can stay up high in the pose as I am. We might go a little lower or much lower where your hand actually touches the ground, or even bring in your prop, your blocks perhaps. Stay here, but let's bring right hand down behind you to low back, or even your right hip, in some circles. If you can get some mobility in the shoulder, some circles there, and then hold it back to help open up through the chest. Very good breathing. All right, let's inhale to re-extend right arm up into the air. And exhale to turn. Hands back down to the mat. We'll step back. Plank pose, completing your series as you'd like. Up dog. And downward facing dog. All right, we're going to boat pose. So you might hop forward, cross your legs, and take a seat, or just kneel down, take a seat. Okay, we're going right into boat pose here. This is where I like to start. I like to start with the knees bent, heels on the ground, feet flexed, just to energize the legs. Hold on to the legs here underneath the knees, and then use that as like handlebars to lift yourself up, so to ensure a lengthened spine. That's an inhale. We lock it out just like the other poses with the exhale. Once you've got that long straight line in the body, lean back like you're in a reclining chair. Even a little bit's fine. You don't have to go too far. You can stay just like this for your pose. This could be boat pose. If you want, you can lean back a little bit more, step your heels in a little closer. The more weight you bring that back behind you, the lighter the feet will feel, and they'll float into the sky. You can just lift them. You can still hold on to the legs to maintain length in the spine, or even release if you'd like. You can always go back to this version. Lots of wonderful variations of the pose. Okay, we're going to move, breathing in. Exhale, cross legs. If you can, roll forward to catch yourself in the hands, or just swing the legs back behind you. Get the hands in front, step back, plank pose, hold. Bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, downward facing dog. Okay, another lunge sequence. We're going to inhale, extend right leg up. Just keep it straight, reach back. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. We're going to high lunge this time. So left heel will remain lifted. We are shifting the weight back, however, back towards that lifted left heel. So the hands, again, become light, and we can rise up. Okay, rise up, or really reach up like that tree pose we did earlier. And even lunge a little deeper. This takes a little bit more balance, so we want to make sure that we're squeezing to midline with the inner thighs. So feel like there's like a block between the thighs, you're just squeezing in. You're going to feel the legs get nice and strong here. We're going to breathe in. Go ahead and exhale and open to Warrior Two. So that heel comes down behind you. Arrive in Warrior Two. We're going to turn this into triangle pose. So you're going to straighten the right leg. Now if your feet feel like they're too far apart for triangle, you can always bring the feet a little closer together for this as you set it up. Okay? And then start reaching out over the straight right leg. And then rotate the arms, just like that. Good. So all these nice straight lines in the body. The legs, torso, your arms. Perfect. Lots of energy. You might even feel a little nice hamstring stretch in the right leg. Now to come out of the pose, we're going to bend the right knee, so a nice lunge. Return to Warrior Two, and then reverse the warrior. So your right hand will just reach into the air. Okay, now we're just going to windmill, bringing both hands down to the floor in front. Step back, plank pose. Stay there. Okay, then bend the knees, hips to sky, downward facing dog. So same with the other side. Whenever you're ready, inhale, extend left leg up. Left foot, exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. So right heel stays lifted. Be sure there's not a lot of weight in the front hands. So send the weight back towards that lifted right heel so the hands easily float away. Reach, dynamic reach, lift, that lightness we want, but there's still this grounded effect. Squeeze to inner thighs. Feel like you're holding onto something between the knees, perhaps, to feel the legs engage. Don't forget to engage your belly, too. Pull belly in. You might even feel like you're holding onto something between your hands. So there's that constant movement towards center line. Breathe in. You might even lift a little bit to unlock the hips. Exhale, open to Warrior Two. Pivot right heel to the floor. Arrive in Warrior Two. Let's set up for triangle, so straighten the left leg, shorten the distance between the feet if you'd like. Then reach out over that left thigh, angle the body, rotate the arms. This left hand might just rest on the knee or thigh or on the inside. You might even be lower than this, just at a place where it feels just right for you. Pay attention to the left hamstring stretch. This also affects the hips. Come out of the pose. Let's start with the bending of the left knee, a nice lunge. So we have leverage to come back up through a warrior two. So we're going to reverse the warrior. Left hand reaching up, maybe slightly behind you if that feels okay. And then our windmill. So we can bring hands down to the ground. Step back plank pose, either your shortcut or the full vinyasa to down dog. So you can come down, chaturanga, up dog, and downward facing. All right, let's just take a regular seat. You can just kneel down, take a seat, or hop forward, cross legs and take a seat, and just sit comfortably for a moment, okay? So you can be in hero pose or just take a regular seat. Let me demonstrate the next thing that we're gonna do. So we're going to be coming back to a downward facing dog in a moment. We're going to hop forward. Let me just talk it through first. We're going to hop forward, but we're going to land with our feet wide on the mat with the feet turned out. We're going to get into another hip opener, which I'm just going to call squatty-asana. Because you're in a squat. One of my old yoga teachers used to call it that. It's actually a setup for a pose called garland pose. Garland, like a ribbon. But we're not going to do the full posture. The garland pose is actually a bind. We're not doing the bind part. But we are going to focus on the hip opening part of it. So this is what it might look like. So we'll be in down dog. So as we exhale, we're going to hop forward, land with the feet wide, toes turned out, knees bent. And then we're going to drop the hips. Now, if some of you might be able to just drop right down into the pose like so. Now this is where the blocks or your prop might come in handy. If you aren't able to get all the way down or you don't want to go all the way down, bring your blocks in. Let me bring this in. And it might even help with balance. Just have next to you and just sit on the blocks. It'll help with balance. Or if you're still unable to come all the way down because it's too much of a bend in the knees, stay up higher. You can be up high like this. And so wherever we are, if you're up high or down low, the elbows are going to push into the knees and thighs, pushing them out. That's what gets this inner thigh stretch. Okay? And we're just going to bring hands to heart. So we might be here, we might be just kind of floating off the blocks, or even higher like this. In all these cases, legs are wide, pushing away, lengthen spine, okay? Even when we get down here, if we might end up kind of bunched up, so we want to push into the legs, push hands into each other to help extend spine. And that even increases the stretch in the inner thighs. Okay, so this is the prep for garland pose. Okay, right there. All right, so let's come to a downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and move into that position. So downward facing. If you think you might use a prop, have that nearby. All right, with a good exhale, draw navel to spine. You're going to hop forward, landing with your feet wide, toes turned out, knees bent. And just start to settle down into that seat. As deep as you can go, or modify, use some props. Okay? Feel the arms push into the legs, pushing them outward. If you need to keep the hands on the ground for balance, do that. Or if you can, bring hands to heart. As you're pushing the legs away and pushing palms together, lengthen up through the spine. That's it. Good. You might even notice more sensation in the inner thighs. Okay? Excellent. All right. Open your palms. Show me your palms. Place the palms on the mat. Step your palms forward. We're actually end up leaning into your hands. Bend your elbows. Okay? So you're not just sitting with the feet on the ground, but you have 4 points on the ground. You're leaning or falling into the hands. And the knees, your elbows have bent. Okay? Now you can stay just like this or follow me. I'm going to turn sideways for this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is rise up on my tiptoes to get the hips up. You might even need to lift the hips up as the head starts to tip down a little bit. We're moving towards crow pose. This can be the end as well. Or send the body forward. Your head comes forward and slightly down, getting less weight on those toes. If you lift the hips higher, head lower, you're going to feel the legs resting on the bent arms. So really bend the arms And you might be able to lift the feet or toes off the ground. That's it. So a good right angle or a good bend in the arms, and the legs will actually rest on the outer legs. Leaning forward, and again, this could be the end of the posture, something like this. Good job. All right, let's come back down. Let's step the hands forward. Step back with the feet, plank pose. Right into down dog, just bend your knees, hips into the air. We'll be coming back to that. You're gonna, with an exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Monkey pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, coming all the way up. Big stretch. You might even pause here, reaching high. Exhale, bring your arms down by your side. Alrighty. A new posture. We're going to move into eagle pose. Eagle. Okay, we're going to start with the arms. Follow me. We're going to inhale, reach into the air. We're going to go in slow motion. As you exhale, slowly bring the arms down. You're going to pay attention to your left arm. Okay, you're going to bring the left arm down and behind the right arm, crossing at the elbows. So you made an X. Turn your palms forward and then lift. And so you've got kind of like a little hammock. So this right arm just tucked into the left arm. You can stay just like this, but if you're able, wind up those arms. Wrap them around each other. That's our eagle arms. From here, put a little bend in your knees. You can easily bounce like that. Now shift your weight over into your right foot. Make sure that right knee is still bent. Exhale, pull belly in for security, because we're going to pick up the left foot. Cross this left leg entirely over the right. So there's almost no space between the hamstring and thigh muscle of the right leg. Now my right foot just kind of hangs out to the side, and if yours is doing that, just activate the foot. If you need the ground, put your toes on the ground for balance. Or you might be able to wrap, I can't do this, maybe wrap your foot around the calf. Squeeze a little tighter in the arms, squeeze a little tighter in the legs, squeeze tighter in your belly. Eagle pose. To come out, let's uncross the leg first, plant the feet. Let's unwrap the arms, let them go free. Reach out and up, and arms back down. If you need to, kind of shake that out. Okay, so that's eagle pose. So a nice balancing posture, but there's a bind involved. Let's do the other side when you're ready. Starting with the arms, inhale, reach out. Big stretch for length. Exhale, slow motion. Let's bring the arms down, paying attention to your right arm, which is going to come down and behind the left, crossing at the elbows, make your X. Turn palms forward, and then lift. And as you're able, wrap it up. If they don't wrap, maybe you can get kind of a wrap. Maybe you're just holding onto your thumbs or hooking some fingers. That works well too. Put a little bend in the knees. Now put weight into your left foot. Feel grounded there. Exhale, pull belly in. For the balance, we pick up the right leg, cross it entirely over the left. Squeeze. Use the ground if you need to with the toes. If the foot is free out there, activate it. Rather than having it loose, point the toe or flex the foot, or maybe wrapping the foot around the calf. Squeeze tighter. Turn sideways here. Squeeze tighter, the arms and the legs. All right, we're going to uncross the legs, plant the feet so you're grounded. Let's release the arms. Reach out, reach up, and then arms down by your side. Shake it out. Good release there. All right, let's continue our flow. Let's get some movement back in the body. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, bent knees, hands to the mat. Walk, step, or hop back, plank pose. Come right down, chaturanga if you like. Inhale, up dog or a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're still in motion. Whenever you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Reach, bend, and twist. Opening up that hip. Unwind, exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel plants into the floor behind you. We're going to warrior one. Open, warrior two. Just some nice fluid motions through the body. Side angle. Finding your side angle. Let's bring left hand down behind you like we did earlier. Couple of circles with that shoulder. Hold it back to open up through the chest. Inhale to re-extend, left arm up. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor. We're going to down dog. You're going to sweep the right leg back and right up into the air. Right into down dog. Right leg extended, straight line. Exhale, right foot returns to the top of the mat, high lunge. Left heel stays lifted, shifting the weight back slightly. Hands are light, rise up. Okay, let's activate like we did earlier. A good reach feeling. Lunge. Squeeze to midline. Thighs, belly, and arms. Stay here. See if I can mirror you. You're going to bring your arms down to parallel. Right there. Reach. Now reach forward. Okay. I'm going to get confused here. Drop your left arm below the right. Just drop the left arm. Cross, make it X at the elbows. Flip the palms up. Reach up. Create the eagle arms. Bend the left knee a little bit. Okay, what that's going to do is going to allow you to create a little bit of a back bend. All we're going to do is just kind of tip up a little. Like so, like you're looking up at the sky, but it is a back bend. Okay, come back up to neutral. Let's release the arms. Let's take them up into the air. Reach, fold, hands down to the mat. Step back, down dog again. Okay, we're going to squattiasana. Remember that? Okay, so you're going to exhale, hop forward, land with the feet wide. Toes turned out, knees bent, take your seat. Use your props. Arms are pushing into the legs. Hands at prayer, perhaps, or use the ground for support and balance. Lengthen through the spine. Your version of crow. Bring the hands to the mat. Even step the hands forward so you can just lean into the hands, let the elbows bend. The legs should lie heavy on the bent elbows. Rise up onto your tiptoes, lifting the hips. Shift forward slightly. Remember, you can pause at any point. You don't have to go to the full balance. This could be the pose right here. Or take that risk, play with it. Then set the feet back down. You're going to step back into plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Downward facing dog. All right, how you guys doing? Other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend, twist open. Our basic flow here. Unwind, step left foot to the top of the mat. Warrior one, right heel to the ground. Rising up. Warrior two. Side angle, reach. Rotate the arms. Get this nice extension of the body as you open up a bit. Bring right hand down behind you to low back. Let's get a little bit more of those circles going with the shoulder. Just to help loosen that up. Inhale, re-extend right hand up into the air. Exhale, turn, hands to the ground, back to down dog. So the left foot's going to sweep back and right up into the air, straight line in the arms and leg and spine. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat now. High lunge, right heel stays lifted. Shift weight back for balance. Lightness in the hands so you can rise up. Activate, reach, lunge, squeeze to center. Bring arms out to the side, parallel to the floor. Reach forward. You're going to drop the right arm below the left. Make your X. Flip palms up. Eagle arms. Bend the right knee like you're going to kneel. Start to tip up, slightly backward. Keep squeezing inner thighs towards each other because we need that balance because you've shifted your balance here. Come back up to neutral. Let's unwrap the arms, reach out, reach up. Fold, hands to the mat, step back, down dog. Both feet on the ground. Let's go for that squat position. Exhale, hop forward, land with the feet wide, toes turned out, knees bent, drop your hips. Arms pressing into inner legs. Palms together, lengthen spine. Engage belly here too. It's easy for kind of that section to kind of relax a little bit. We want to keep that engaged as much as possible, especially as we move into crow or that arm balancing position. Hands come down to the mat, step the hands forward so you can lean. Right there. Rise up on tiptoes, get the hips up. You're kind of tipping the scale. So what happens is the head goes down, hips go up. Let those legs rest on the bent elbows, shifting forward to find balance in order for those toes to become light and perhaps lift up off the ground. You could kind of fly back to chaturanga, or just you could or just set the feet down, step back with gentleness and care. Chaturanga, up dog, downward facing. Good job, downward facing dog. All right. Let's take a rest. Take a seat. Come on down. There you go. That's it, Nick. That's it. So that crow pose, I love another posture that I love a lot is crow, because there's so many ways to be in it. Because you can be in it like this. This is a great starting point for crow. Lengthen spine, open hips, rise up on tiptoes, perfect. Okay, and then as you start sending weight forward, because the center of gravity really has to be your hands here. Tipping, head goes down, hips go up. Just like how we got into boat pose, as we sent weight one direction, there's less weight in the other direction, and so can lift. So my arms are at a good 90 degrees, and I'm pretty much in chaturanga. If I kept tipping forward a little bit, I can get the legs off the arms and float right into chaturanga. It was a miracle right there that I was able to do that into downward facing dog. Whew, all righty. So that's what you can be working on. All righty, more to do. That was just our little quick commercial break. All right, come back up to downward facing dog. Inhale, extend right leg up, straight line. Right foot to the top of the mat. High lunge. High lunge. Open to warrior two. Extend your right leg. Stay there, just extend the right leg. Turn your right foot so it matches the left foot. Okay? As you inhale, just reach out with the arms. Feel tall through the spine. Exhale, pull belly in. Bend your knees a little, and then just fold. Just bring the hands down to some blocks or just to the ground until you're in a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, rise up to fingertips to extend your spine, like you're going in that direction. And exhale, fold again. I'm just going to hang out here for a moment. You can release the head here. Just let the legs do what they need and want to do. You'll get a nice hamstring stretch. This also gets, because of the wide stance, you get into the inner legs, you get into the outer legs here. Feel free to take the feet a little bit wider if you want to. All right, rise back up onto your fingertips, extending the spine. You're going to hold there. Pull belly in to secure it. Shift the weight back into your heels. This should sound familiar. Weights back in the heels. Bend your knees like you're going to sit down. Look forward. That should allow you to take the hands off the ground. Extend them out to the side to side. Spread your wings. That's it. Rise up until you're tall in your star shape. Good. Turn your right foot forward. Lunge into warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Reaching up. We're going to windmill, bring the hands down to the ground. Step back, plank pose. Come on down, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, take left leg up into the sky, straight line. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Rising only when you're ready and have found that balance. Hold for a moment. Good, go ahead and open it to your warrior two. Straighten the left leg and turn the left foot so it matches the right foot. Make adjustments. If your feet don't feel aligned there, just step until you're aligned there. Arms extended. It's a nice star shape. Breathe in to reach out more, feel tall. Exhale, pull belly in, bend your knees to protect your back as you fold. Hands or fingertips to the ground or blocks. All the way down. Inhale, rise up halfway, rise to fingertips, extending spine. Exhale, fold. It's just a repeat. So it's the exact same pose. More opportunities for release and stretch. All right, rise back up to fingertips, extending the spine. Hold here. Exhale, pull belly in. Lean back into the heels, bend your knees, let the hips drop like you're going to sit down. This should lighten up the hands, extend your arms out side to side. Then rise up to your star shape. Let's turn left foot forward, lunge into warrior two. Reverse your warrior, reach. We're in a windmill, bring the hands down to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Finishing your sequence. All right, bring the knees to the ground just for a moment, just so you can bring in a set of blocks. Just a little closer to you, because you might want to use it for this next little sequence. I'm still adding on poses. We're not done yet. Okay. So let's return to down dog. Let's just do this together. Let's go ahead and inhale, extend right leg straight up and back again. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat. Let's return to our high lunge. Right there. Activate, reach, lunge, squeeze to center. You're going to look down either at the floor or your set of blocks, maybe down on the floor in front. Basically, we're just going to hinge forward and kind of dive. You can watch me first if you want. I'm just diving and bringing the hands to catch myself on the block so I can shift my weight into the right foot and extend left leg up into the air. So something like this. So you can use those blocks as some balance. Or you can fly directly into warrior three, where your arms are just reaching out in front of you. But the blocks are fine for this. Because we're going to take this to half moon. So what you'll do, make sure there's a good bend in your right knee. This will help. Keep your right hand on your stacked blocks. So your left hand is now free. Flex your left foot. Flex it so it's strong. Start lifting that leg straight up into the air and feel your whole body, your whole torso start to turn sideways. And as you're able, take the left hand and extend it into the air. To help with balance, a couple things. One, you might want to look down at the floor. You might even want to turn your right foot inward a little bit towards the 11 on a clock. Because that might allow you to open up a bit more because of that hip opening. So we're in half moon. Yes, good job. Yes, breathing in. We're going to exhale, bring this left hand back down to the floor or blocks. Bend the left knee, bring it in towards your chest. Set the foot down next to the other. Take monkey pose, lifting up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the mat. Just step back into plank pose. Hold. Bend knees, hips to sky, down dog. Other side. So inhale, extend left leg into the air. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat. High lunge. Activate. Remember, reach, lunge, squeeze. Okay, we're going for our warrior three variation. Okay, where we're balancing on the left foot, but you can bring the hands to the blocks. You can look down at the floor, down at the blocks. You even reach your hands out to the blocks. Shift your weight forward so you can catch those blocks or the ground with your fingertips. Balancing on left foot with a bent knee, right leg lifts. All right, we're going to half moon. So you might want to place left hand on your stacked blocks so it can lift you up a little higher, because that might help. Flex your right foot so you can flex it and lift that leg into the air. And that should allow some hip opening as you now are able to turn your torso open towards the right side of the room. Right hand can reach up into the air if you're able. It's okay if you're looking down. Remember, you can turn the left foot inward as if it's pointing towards the 1 or 2 on a clock. That might help this hip opening. We're going to breathe in. Exhale, let's unwind it or bring the hand down to the floor or blocks. Bend the right knee, bring it into chest. Set the foot down. Lean back a little bit into the heels, bend your knees so you can sit down, or just feel like you're sitting down. We're going to rise up to standing. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, let's bring the arms down by your side. All righty. Good job. Shake that out. All right. We're going to put all of that together. Okay? All of that together with a few little nuances and changes as we transition. Okay? But I think we've got all the poses. Okay? So we're taking flight. So what are the birds that are we doing today? We got an eagle. We got a crow. I think that's it. But we also do our swan dive. Right? Albatross. Okay. Albatross. All right, we'll start in mountain pose. Here we go. Following together. Inhale, reach into the sky. Exhale, swan dive. Albatross. Inhale, monkey pose. Or a flying monkey, right? Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the mat. Let's step back into plank pose. Come down if you'd like. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here, inhale, extend right leg straight up and back. Right foot to the top of mat, high lunge. Okay, back to those high lunges because they're good balancing positions here. High lunge. Reach, lunge, squeeze to center. All right, we need eagle arms. You're going to drop the arms down to parallel. Reach forward, drop left arm below the right. Make your X, lift, wrap. All right, do your very, very best with this. We're going to bend the left knee. So we can take our little back bend. Doesn't have to be much. Maybe just tip up or look up. Now, we're going to take flight again. Exhaling. You can watch me and then follow me. I'm just kind of bringing my arms forward and down, pushing through my back toes so I can actually balance on my right foot. Still with eagle arms. Reaching back strongly. We need to rise up to get into eagle pose. Rising up. I'm bending the left knee, bringing it in and up until I'm tall. Cross left leg over right. Squeeze. Now release your arms. Reach out, reach up. You still got crossed legs. Okay? Lift to uncross the left leg. Warrior 3. Kick back, but you can catch the blocks with your hands like we did earlier. Half moon. Right hand on stacked blocks. Lift or flex left foot. Lifting the leg, opening up sideways. Yes. From here, we're going to warrior 2. Warrior 2. You're going to bend the right knee enough so you can bring the left foot down to the floor. Rise up, warrior 2. Yes. Reverse your warrior. Reach up. Stay here. Reach higher so you can extend your right leg. Extend your right leg. Straighten the right leg. All right, come back up, upper body. Turn your right foot to match the left foot. So we're in our star shape. Adjust the feet if you need to. Breathe in, reach out, get tall. Exhale, bend knees, pull belly in, fold. Take that little monkey-like pose, extending spine. Exhale, fold, but not all the way. Maybe like 2/3 of the way down. Maybe palms are on the ground. Lean into the palms, because what you're going to do is kind of lean back into your heels to spin the toes out a little bit, because you're going into the squat again. So you're going to drop the hips into the squattiasana. Yes. Then take your crow pose. Hands to the floor. If you need to step back a little bit so you're on your mat, so your hands can be on your mat. And then take your version of crow, even if the feet do not come off the ground. We're coming back to squattiasana. You're going to turn to your right. Bring hands out into the front here so you can step back into plank pose. You're just going to spin to the right, step back, plank pose. Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, extend left leg into the air, reach. Left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Hold there. You might want to move your blocks to the other side while you're down there if you want. Rising up when you're ready. Activate. Reach, lunge, squeeze. Okay, our eagle arms. Arms drop down. Bring them forward. Right arm will drop underneath the left. There's our X. Wrap it up. Let's take our little back bend by bending the right knee, tipping back a little bit. Make sure you're squeezing to inner thighs to maintain the balance. Then we're going to give our eagle some flight. Start to fold forward. Maybe your forearms are parallel to the ground. Push through the toes behind you. That left knee is very bent. So you can use thigh strength, yes, to help you balance. On left foot, right leg activated, reaching back. Rising up to our eagle pose. Rising, facing forward, arms still crossed. Right knee lifts, cross right leg entirely over left. Keep the legs in place. Unwrap the arms. Reach out, reach up. Warrior 3. So we're lifting, uncross the leg. You're going to start to tip again. Yes, kicking the right leg back. You can do Warrior 3 here, or just catch the hands, or catch the blocks with the hands if you need the balance. It's all good. Then our half moon. So your left hand will stay on the blocks. Flex the right foot. Lift it. Open sideways. Warrior 2, you're bending the left knee. So you can bring the right foot down behind you. Landing in Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, reaching up. Stay here, keep reaching higher so you can extend the left leg. Bring your upper body back up to neutral. Turn the left foot so it matches the right foot. There's our star shape. Breathe in, reach. Exhale, bend knees, pull belly in, fold. Catch the ground. Inhale our monkey-like pose. Exhale, fold about 2/3. Hold. Lean back a little bit into the heels so you can spin the toes out. Now the legs are wide, so you might need to step in a little closer, which is perfect for this, so you can drop down to the squat. If the legs are really wide, you might just want to keep the hands on the floor, something like this, to maintain the balance. Yes, lengthen your spine. All right. Try your crow. So the hands come down to the mat. Lean forward into the hands, bending the elbows. The legs can kind of go heavy on the arms, and that can be your pose, or go fully into the posture. You're coming back to the squat. Turn to the left foot with the hands. So you can step back into your plank pose. Come on down, chaturanga. Up dog. And downward facing dog. Let's go to the ground. Hop forward, cross legs, take a seat or just kneel down. Take a seat, find the center of your mat. Roll down onto your back. Hug the knees in. A little massage here if that feels good. I like to do little circles. Circle the feet. Loosen up the ankles. Rock left and right, forward and back, whatever feels good here. Just notice your breath. You might be a little bit out of breath. That's okay. Let's take a twist here. Let's take the knees over to the left side. Open your upper body to the right side. Just for a few breaths, just to get a little stretch and twist in the low back. Stay here as long as you need to. When you're ready, you can just come back up to center and take the other side. Whenever you're ready to move, you can return to center. We'll just take the last few minutes in Shavasana or any other restorative position that would feel good for you at this moment. Also feel free to take any other pose first. If you need any additional stretches or releases, you can do that first. And then just lie comfortably for a moment in Shavasana. Just melt entirely into the ground after we've taken flight. Now we can feel grounded. Return to the awareness of your breath. Just notice your breath. And as you're able, take slow, deep breaths. Prepare your body to move. And when movement returns, carefully roll onto either side of your body, just moving into a nurturing pose. Take your time and slowly rise to a seated position. When you're here, inhale, extend your arms out and up, another reach and stretch. As you exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart space. Once here, just take another breath in and out on your own. And as we complete our practice together, we bow saying, Namaste. Namaste.